We are building the hungry traveling snake for the YBite Python curriculum available at www.ybyte.in. In fact, we are now in the final stages of this game because the game is pretty much working. The score is being displayed. The question we are going to ask in this video is, how do I get the game to get over? Now, really, the objective of the game, remember, was for this snake to move around the park and eat all the food that it has to eat, after which it must come back to the center which is where it had started. So I'm going to do exactly that. When I come back to the center, I would like the game to get over. I would basically need to check for two conditions. Number one, have I eaten all the food? Number two, am I at the center? So I'm going to build that now. How do I know if I've eaten all the food? Well, if length of say segments becomes, let's say, equal to n foods, because remember that was the total number of foods that I had. If I have finished all that food, then I must check if I have come back to the center. Now another way to do this would have been to check that all the items on the list eaten have become true, but this will just work fine for us. So I'm going to say, look, if abs value, say abs, which is absolute value of say t dot x score is, let's say, so here be careful, is say less than 20, and let's say abs value of t dot y core is say less than 20. Now basically this is saying that, look, if the turtle has come fairly close to the origin, 20 plus minus both sides, then I can consider the turtle as returned to the center and I can call the game over. Now the abs value basically gives you the absolute value. For example, abs of -1 is 1, abs of -5 is +5, and so on and so forth. So here I'm just putting an abs value so that from whichever side I approach, I'm fine. The moment this happens, I'm going to set game over is equal to true. Remember, game over is this variable which was controlling, my whole while loop is while, not game over. Once this condition has happened, well, the game is indeed over. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to give a small little pause over here. Let's say 1 second pause. After which I'm going to clear all the markings that my turtle has made. Remember, my turtle, wherever it goes, has been making that mark. I clear all that and I will hide my turtle, which is the snakehead. In fact, I also need to hide all the other, turtles, which are the food turtles. And for that purpose, I just go and say, look for, say, segment in segments. Because remember the list segment contains the list, okay, it's typo here. The list segments contains all the turtles that there are. I'm just going to say segment dot say ht. Now this for loop will run over the list segments. Each turtle will basically just hide. And this is pretty much what I need to do. Let's see this working. So I've eaten one. Let me finish eating all of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, say 7. Oops. 8, 9, and finally 10. So I've finished all of this. I must now come back to the center, which is what I'm doing. I come close to the center and notice the game gets over. All the turtles in fact disappear. We will see in the next video how we can display how many steps we have taken once this happens, but you can clearly see that the game is now getting over. Before I wrap this up, I just want to kind of emphasize on how we have ended this game. Remember, the turtle snake had started, the snakehead turtle had started at 0, 0. We wanted to come back there, but all we have done is to give a little bit of tolerance. So anywhere in this square, if the turtle touches any of these points in the square, this is 0, 0, 20, 20, 20, -20. If I touch anywhere in the square, in fact, the game is seen as complete, which is quite reasonable. And the ab statement is doing that magic. If you like this way of learning by building activities, look at our website because that's how we learn Python programming. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.